right, man, let's get to it, man. So, I was listening to a video. I ain't gonna say dude's name, but it was a video where a guy was talking about the differences of what women's definition of a good man is. You know what I'm saying? And modern women and mostly black women. I gotta keep a beat. I gotta call a spade a spade. Is really defined about how much money, status, resources that you have. That's what make you. That's what makes you a good man to a lot of modern women. They measure you by how good of a man, how much money you have and resources you have. That's all it is. It's not about the character. It's not about your loyalty, trustworthy, you not cheating, nothing. How many videos we parody videos we see in the women saying that a guy, if he got money he can cheat, and they just cover their eyes. He can cheat as long as he got money, and it's fueled all about money. It's so funny. I watched the movie Housemaid, right? I don't know if y'all seen it with Sydney Sweeney and that old girl from Mean Girls was in it. She was the original wife. And one thing about the movie, it showed even in the white community. She was a single mom. They didn't really get into it, and she had an incident, and one of the guys, they made fun of her, but one of the guys, he liked her. He had a bunch of money. She went with him because he was handsome and had a bunch of money. Moved in with him, never checked his character, and he basically locked her in a room and made her go crazy. It made her seem crazy, get a prenup, all that. And a lot of women see dudes with money and believe they good people. But if even within the white collar business or the white collar community, where within the legal bounds they get money legally, it's a lot of loopholes, there's a lot of things they do that's frowned upon. It's a lot of nasty things they do to get the money that they got. And I think, even in that world, a lot of times they could be just as ruthless and dangerous and devious as, people that get money on the street. But that's in different ways, but that's another story for another day. But they don't measure a man by his commitment, as far as to his children, his commitment to his family, his loyalty, his ability to empathize with you, to go out his way to make sure you got it, or if something go wrong, he stop and make sure you good. Regardless, you need this, you need that. He try to make it happen. It's just money. That's how that's how they measure the quality of a man. It's money. And they end up, with these men where, they woo him in with the money, and then he started treating them any type of way. She got to accept the cheating. She got to accept him saying, shut the F up. You at his mercy, or you got to accept the bad character, or your kids grow up with a lot of those character flaws, or he's not there the way you want him to be there. He emotionally not there. You can't talk to him about nothing. You can't lean on him, for they don't care nothing about none of that until they don't have it. When they got the money and they got the good looking guy, they got the house, and they still feel empty. And people believe the money is the answer to all their problems. And I remember I watched the interview with an NBA player called Jermaine O'Neal. I believe it was on a Knucklehead podcast. He said, I wish everybody had money so they could know how it truly feels. And it's not what you think it is, but that's how they measure you. If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. If you ain't willing to trick your money on me, I don't want you. They don't think about when they had these guys' kids. They don't think about the DNA and the genetics that man is passing on to your children. You don't think about, when you conversate with, you have to conversate with this man when you need something from this man, or they don't even think about, oh man, he like doing this and I want to do this, that, and they don't even think about that. They don't even think about, we enjoy this together. It's just, oh, the sex is cool. Oh, he got money. That's all it is. It's just not, oh, we got chemistry. We do this together. I love doing this. I love this about him. He care about me. I like how knowledgeable he is. But most women, they go through that phase when they 16, 18, 20, 21, and they have those relationships where the guys that they should marry and they would marry, but for whatever reason, they feel like, oh, he don't have the money. They don't want to build with you. They don't want to spot your potential. And then these women, they go get knocked up by guys with money. They don't get a real commitment. They fighting for child support, or they raising a child by their own. Then they turn around and they looking at other dude, he with a woman and she like his qualities. How caring he is, how he empathize, how he look out for her, how he can protect her, he make sure she's safe, he don't disrespect her. she don't disrespect him. They don't look for that. They only met you only considered a good man by money. Most of the women in black, all they care about is money. And look at where it got them in a 0% success rate. 0%. A lot of times they don't even know what money look like. They don't know what the guy that got money look like. They don't know. He bought a rented a Hellcat, got a Cuban chain, and got a little wrist game, and that's enough. But they only measure a man, they only measure a man based off money. That's what it is. It's more important than the character. It's more important than infidelity. It's more important than loyalty, trustworthy. If he has a criminal past, just think about it. What if women treated dating like a background check? They love dealing with the dangerous guys. Just think about how many women that we know of, that was dealing with men who are pedos. Who dealing with men who've been in and out the penitentiary, had them around their children or procreated and created children with them. That alone tells you that a lot of these women who saying these men ain't shit and they got a legit claim, winning of that, it just let you know when they picking men, the most important things are the farthest things from their mind. They thinking money, they thinking sex, they thinking height, jewelry. How can I get money out of them? That's what they thinking about. And it all comes back down to the same thing, end up being a single mother. You end up in a bad situation. You got to measure people, the people that you keep around you. It's a reflection of you, the character, what they be on, they scamming, do they work hard, they legit or they not legitimate. I mean, people got to watch who you keep around you too. Real talk. Be saying that all the time. Get you in a bad way, but they only think you a good dude if you got a bunch of money. And the women that settle for guys who don't have a bunch of money, it's just that they settle for them because that's all they can get. That's all they can get. That's why in a minute when they end up finding somebody else that got money and they quick to jump ship, they no loyalty. That's how you tell how quick a woman move on, or quick a woman to go deal with a guy that got more money than you or look more. But she was never, you was just a placeholder. This is as good as I can do, and I can do better now. That's a lot of women that they can do as good as, if most guys knew that and knew it, even if they go cheat and do what they want to do on these women won't leave. They can't do no better. But the minute they feel like they can do better, even though they estimation of it is usually a miscalculation, and they end up thinking they can, monkey branch to another dude and it don't work. It's just sex. Even if they, even those scenarios, dudes can do what they want to do. Most women want to practice hypergamy. You just as good as they can do right now, especially when they pass the pair bonding stage. But I hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.